Hi everyone, my name is Karen and welcome back to my channel Rather Be Reading. I'm here today to do a book review. This is only the second book review that I have done on this channel, but I finished this book and I immediately wanted to do a review because I just had a lot of thoughts and feelings about this book. The book that I'm going to be reviewing is Dangerous Girls by Abigail Haas. I will start off the review by doing mostly a spoiler-free kind of section, but there is a lot of spoilery things I would like to talk about, but I will warn you guys before I get into that so that you can watch the beginning part of this review if you're interested, and then you will know when we're about to jump into the spoilers and you can leave the video then. So yes, first off, this book is about a girl who is on spring break in Aruba, and her best friend is murdered and she is the prime suspect for her best friend's murder. So I really enjoyed this book. I just really enjoyed it. This story is utterly gripping. There is a lot of time jumps in this story. You're kind of jumping from before, like right well before the murder, when Anna, the main character, and Elise, the best friend who has been murdered, like kind of when they first are becoming friends. You're also seeing the time period kind of around the time of the murder. You're seeing following the murder when she's being like suspected of it, and so it's jumping a lot, but that didn't bother me at all because it's not like one of those stories where the story is jumping a lot in time but you're just kind of waiting to get back to that one certain time period because that's the part you're interested in. Every different time period I just was really interested in. I enjoyed reading every one of them, and I didn't care which bit we were in because they were all interesting and I just loved reading it. As I said, this story is utterly gripping. And there were points in this story where I was actually having to force myself not to read ahead, like down the page, to kind of find out what was going to happen because I was just so like intrigued as to what was going on, what was going to happen. So yeah, I thought this book was really great. I definitely think this is an underhyped book. I haven't heard anyone really talk about this book at all, which I think is a real shame because I think it is a great read. If you are interested in reading a YA contemporary-ish read with like suspenseful, psychologically thriller-y type subject matter, then I would definitely suggest picking this book up. I ended up rating this book 4.75 stars. I didn't feel like I could give it a full 5 stars because I did have a few like slight problems with the ending part, which I will get into more in my spoilery section. I kind of can't touch on that without spoiling the whole plot for you, but I really enjoyed this. This will definitely be in my top books for 2015, so I definitely think this is worth checking out. I am going to jump into the spoilery section now, but if you have read this book, please comment down below and let me know what you thought about it and your thoughts because I would love to talk about it. I don't know anyone who's read this book. So yeah, I am going to get into the spoilery section now, as I said, so if you don't want to be spoiled, leave the video now. And when I say spoilers, I mean spoilers. Like, the twists and the plot will be completely ruined for you if you watch this next section of the video, so please leave now. Okay, hopefully everyone who doesn't want to be spoiled is gone. So yes, as I said, I really enjoyed this, but I did have a few problems with a few like loose ends in the ending. I did enjoy the ending, the whole like, I don't know if you would call it a twist because it is something I considered. I didn't necessarily think that was definitely what had happened, that Anna had committed this crime, but it was a possibility I considered, so I wasn't completely shocked, but there were a few things that come up as a result of that I was a bit confused about, which I want to discuss. So yeah, the first problem I want to discuss is to do with the necklace. So after the end of the trial, when Anna has gone to visit Elise's grave and she all of a sudden brings out the necklace and it's still like covered in blood, and I was just kind of thinking, how do you still have this necklace? Like, did you hide it somewhere and then after all this was over you went back for it? How did the police, when you were the prime suspect in a murder, not discover this necklace? They must have searched your possessions and things, and I just really don't know how she would still have this bloody necklace that she's obviously like ripped off Elise's body after the crime. So that bothered me a little bit. I also had a few questions surrounding Anna's relationship with Tate. Like, if Anna already knew that Tate and Elise were having this affair, why was she so upset when she discovered it, even though she didn't discover it, during the proceedings of the trial and being arrested? Was it purely because it meant that she wasn't going to be able to have Tate on her side, which she needed legally? Or was she really upset by it? But then if that's the case, why did she not immediately destroy his alibi the way that he destroyed hers to get the upper hand, if all she cared about was using him legally to give her an upper foot? I'm sorry, I'm not really explaining as well, but if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I had a few issues with that. I also just would really, really, really have liked to have got some more development surrounding Elise's character. I just feel like she was a little underdeveloped, that I really wanted to know kind of what some of her motivations for her friendship with Anna and her kind of motivations for having the affair with Tate, and I just really wanted to see more of that. And I really want to see, this might sound a bit morbid, but I really want to see a scene of the crime. I wanted to see the interaction and the showdown kind of between Anna and Elise and see why this happened, what happened, and I feel like that is a way that they could have got some more character development for Elise and shown us and had her explaining to Anna why she was sleeping with her boyfriend and things like that. And I think it just would have opened up the story a bit more. So yeah, they were my main problems with it, but as I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Obviously, hopefully, if you're watching this section of the video, you have read this as well, and as I said before, I would love to talk to some people who have read this book, so, please, let's chat in the comments below. But yeah, I definitely really loved this book, but that's all I've got for you today. Bye, guys!